Today we're going to talk about developing a wealthy mindset. And, you know, when people think about wealth, a lot of times they'll think about money. But money is not wealth. Wealth is so much more than money. In fact, wealth, is what you have left when all your money's gone. How about that? Wealth is what you have left when all your money's gone. Because wealth is who you are. Money just makes you more of who you are. It's an extension of yourself, as Rabbi Daniel Lapin says in his book, Thou Shalt Prosper, which I'm going to be giving away here in a moment to whoever has the fastest legs. It's an extension of yourself, is what money is. And so if you're wealthy, more money will just make you wealthier. If you're a jerk, more money is going to make you jerkier. Because wealth is who you are. And so I believe everyone in this room has wealth. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here at this Wealth Summit today. Is that right? All right. So today we're going to talk about making more money. How can we make more money? Because if we have wealth, making more money is going to make us what? It's going to make us wealthier, yes. All right, so principles for making more money. There's 3 key components to making more money. One is give. Write these down. Give, receive, and being comfortable and prepared with money. So the first one, give. And in the book, Thou Shalt Prosper, Rabbi Daniel Lapin says, giving is like investing. You give and you hope for a return. You know, give and you will receive, as Luke tells us. You hope for a return, but it doesn't always happen. You have to give with a loving heart, with a generous heart. God says he loves a cheerful giver. And he says money is like the bonding agent. It's like the lubrication between people. It's what bonds them together. It's what helps them keep together. He said it's like this. Money has to flow. And it flows between us, around us, and produces abundance in our lives. And it has to have pipelines to flow in. And our job is to create those pipelines, as many as we can, to make the money flow to us. And the only way we can do that is by taking our money and pushing it into the outside world. Giving money, putting it out there, helping people. And what happens when we do that is we put money out there and it creates these little conduits that go out into the outside world, and once our purpose of giving the money is finished, those conduits remain for income and cash flow to pour back into our lives. Giving is a very important component of making more money. The next one is you have to receive. You have to be willing to receive. You know, if you put all that money out there and it goes and helps people, but you reject any of the money coming back in, you can't receive it. If you don't receive it, then how are you going to be able to give again? You aren't. So you have to be able to receive. And you know, this can be a hard one for some people. You know, we do Ben does a Go Giver program where he goes through the book, the Go Giver that we have up here. And one of the stratospheric laws of success is receive. And that is one of the biggest takeaways people have from that program, is receive. And in that book, the teacher has the student, and he says, they're sitting together in his living room. He says, okay, Joe, I think is his name. He says, I want you to, when I say go, take a big breath, and then I'm going to count to 10. And while I do that, I want you to the whole time excel. I want you to let your whole breath out while I count to 10. So ready? Take a big breath. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is anyone gasping for air? 7. And in the book, by the time he reaches 6 or 7, guys, get over his chair, trying to, and then finally he just gets up and he says, wait, Joe, you didn't keep excelling. You didn't have enough to keep giving. And now what if I told you that it's been scientifically proven that it's better to excel than to inhale? Would that have changed anything you did, Derek? Would you have kept excelling for longer? Would you have kept excelling for the rest of your life? You have to receive to be able to give. That's a very important thing. And, people believe the lie. It's better to give than receive. That's a lie. It's a lie that we have to overcome if we want to make more money. Okay? The third principle for making more money is being comfortable and prepared with money. And this one's a really fun one for me because it's one I struggled with for a long time. And I would like to tell you a story of how it began. We used to go to the store, sporting goods store, maybe it was the clothing store, maybe the grocery store. Anywhere we went, I can still remember I would beg for everything in the store because I wanted it, and I wasn't comfortable with the fact that I didn't need it, but I still wanted it because it was there. Why not get it if it's there? I can still remember my mom, before we would go to the store, she says, "No, Jesse, I don't want you to beg for anything, okay? You have plenty, okay? You don't need to beg." And then one time, it was right before we went to Hawaii for our first time ever as a family. My dad took me aside in his room. I was about 10 years old at the time, and he gave me $200. And he said, "Jesse, I want you to take these. I want you to put them in your wallet. I want you to carry with them everywhere you go." Right before you have to go to Hawaii? Really? "I want you to keep them because they're mine. I don't want you to spend them. Because there's going to be a time when I'm going to ask you for them, and I want you to be prepared to give them to me for something I might need. I want you to carry them for me." So I carried them, and let me tell you, it was hard. It felt like it was going to burn a hole in my pocket. I thought it felt like I was going to have to get new jeans, but I didn't dare leave them at home either, because what if he needed them that time we went out? I mean, it was like to the point, do I dare take him? Do I dare leave him? I didn't dare leave him. I knew that, but I didn't want to take him. Time went by, though, and I realized as we went to the store, I didn't find myself begging for money so much. Begging for the things in the store so much. I still remember the feeling, I could buy that if I wanted to. I have the money in my pocket. And saying, "No, I don't need that." That was one of the best things that I've ever learned about money. Self-control, carrying it with you, becoming comfortable with money. And you know what? When you become comfortable with money, money's going to flow to you because you're going to receive it. And so it was kind of foreign to me. Right before our recent move to Henderson, we had a garage sale. And this woman walks into the garage sale. She was looking at everything that we have for sale. She has a $20 bill in her hand. She goes, "How much is this?" She picked something up, and it was $16, I think. And she goes, "Good." And we went to get a change. And she said, no, I want to spend the whole thing. Just find me something else for $4. Okay, so she says, is that $4 over there? I think it was a roll of tape. Sure. Good, give it to me. So she took it. I mean, it's probably $1.50 new, but she had $4 that she needed to spend, so she took it, gave us the 20, she walked out, she's happy. And then this other guy walked in. Dad was telling you about him. He bought a junk drawer. I think it was like $150. Oh, this is the rent money. But you know, he had to spend the rent money on something at garage sale. He didn't have money saved up. You know, and he had to spend it for junk, I guess. Maybe he thought it was valuable. But you have to be comfortable with money. You have to carry money with you and be comfortable with it to be able to receive it when it comes to you. You know, people are unprepared today. 62% of Americans can't cover unexpected expenses, and about 1 in 4 Americans are living on the edge by having more credit card debt than they have in emergency savings. Daily Mail says even high earners are worried that they aren't saving enough for retirement, and majority blame eating out as their biggest vice. And this is the sad thing. You know, if you were out in the street today with $10 in your pocket, nothing, no home, no car, you would have more money than 25% of Americans. Because people are unprepared. They have debt. They don't have savings. And it's sad. It's like being unprepared is like walking into a party in shorts and sneakers when you should have been in dress shoes and slacks. How many have ever done that? Did that feel very good? Well, how different is it walking down among thousands of dollars, millions of dollars of merchandise every day and not having anything in your pocket? How different is it? How unprepared is it? We have to be prepared if we're going to win. We have to be prepared if we're going to win. And so I want to ask everyone in this room, who wants to be more prepared? Okay, very good. Who wants to have a wealthier mindset? Good. Who wants to make more money? Good. Then we have to have a plan. Because if you don't have a plan, you're having a plan to fail. And nobody wants to fail. Do you? You know, Zig Ziglar, a good friend of ours, he recently passed away. But Krish will be speaking for us on Thursday. You'll get to hear that. He used to get up on the platform and he said, what if I got up here and told you I was a Christian? Then I turned and told you a dirty joke. What would you think? Absolutely a hypocrite. Derek said it. So what would you think if I'm up here talking to you about money? I reach into my pocket and I pull out nothing. What would you think? But if I reach into my wallet and pull out hundreds of dollars, where does my credibility go now? And so you've got to carry money with you. You don't even have to let other people know you have it with you. In fact, it's better if you don't. But it's what it's doing up here. It's who you are. You have to be comfortable with the money. Right? Right. All right. So I want to challenge everyone here today to carry some more money with them. And one of the wow moments from the last Wealth Summit was someone got up on stage. He said, I'm buying money clips for all my family. We're going to start carrying cash. Because, you know, cash is king. And if you don't have cash, some deals you just won't be able to sell because some of the big deals just take cash. Opportunities that come along in life, you know. And we have to be careful, though, as we focus on making more money. We have to remember where it comes from. It comes from the Lord. Blessings come from the Lord. And one of his laws is how we make money is we have to serve others. Rabbi Daniel Lapin says that in his book, Thou Shalt Prosper, which I'm going to be giving away in just a moment. So get ready. He says, money is the evidence of serving others. And you know, that really helped me with being comfortable with money because, well, yeah, don't I want to carry all the evidence that I've been serving other people? Who wouldn't want to show everyone that they've been serving other people? You should be proud to be rich and have money because that shows how many people you have served. But we've got to remember that money comes from serving others. A good friend of my dad's, he tells a story about a woodworker. He says, imagine you're a woodworker. You're making this beautiful masterpiece. You're carving away. You're working on this intricate piece of art. All the sawdust that falls at the end of the day is the money that comes because of that. You sweep it up in a dustpan, you take it home with you. But if you get so focused on the sawdust on the ground, the money that you're making, you're going to gash. You're going to ruin your masterpiece. And then, what are you going to give to others? How are you going to serve others? What are you going to do when all your money's gone? If you have slipped and marred the masterpiece. You know, money's like gasoline. You can have the most fancy sports car in the world, but if you don't have any gasoline, how far is it going to get you? How far is it going to get you? Not very far. It's the same way with you. If you have an abundance of wealth in your life, which I believe everybody does here, otherwise you wouldn't be here. If you have an abundance of wealth to share with other people, but you have no money to use to share, it's the same way. Money helps you. It's an extension of itself, as Rabbi Daniel Lapin said in his book. It's an extension of yourself. It allows you to serve more people. All right? I'm going to give this book away, Thou Shalt Prosper, to the first person up here on stage right now. Come, run, fast. All right. All right. Good. And everyone else? And everyone who didn't get up here, Amazon.com. Thou Shalt Prosper. $25. You owe it to yourself. One of the best books on money ever written. So, money is the fuel that drives, that it lets us extend ourselves and share with other people. This room costs money. We wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for money. We couldn't have all flown here to meet together if we didn't have money, to share our wealth. We've got to remember that wealth is who we are. Thank you very much.